He's on. Okay. You ready? Okay. Now I'll call the regularly scheduled meeting of the Natrona County Board of County Commissioners for Tuesday, February 15th, 2022 to order. Madam Clerk, may we have roll call?
Commissioner Hendry?
Here.
Commissioner Kaufman?
Here.
Commissioner Milne?
Partially here.
Commissioner North?
Here.
Chairman Bertolio?
Here. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Chair would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve that, but I would like to remove the contract to buy and sell real estate from that for further discussion.
I would second it.
With the same provision?
Yes.
Okay. It's been moved by Commissioner North, seconded by Commissioner Hendry to approve the consent agenda while at the same time setting aside item B, contract to buy and sell real estate with Adam and Shannon Bakerski for further discussion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The chair would entertain a motion to approve the contract to buy and sell real estate with Adam and Shannon Bakerski.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Commissioner Hendry, second by Commissioner Kaufman to approve the contract. Further discussion? Commissioner North?
There's been a lot of things. I have absolutely no problem at all with the county getting rid of excess real estate, especially when we've had it on our rolls and it can go to productive use. But I do believe that there is a definitive process that needs to be followed, and I don't necessarily believe that that was 100% followed on this all the way through. There's been some questions, there's been some things that have been brought up about this, and because of that, I just think that we need to, our county attorney has approached us as far as coming up with a process all the way across the board for any disposal of county property. And I think that that's something that we definitely need to move forward on, get that set so that everybody's playing by the same rules all the way across the board so that everybody knows what's going on, all the neighbors and everything else. So that's my only discussion on that.
Thank you. Thank you. Commissioner Milne, did you have anything?
No, sir.
All right. Any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I now declare the public hearing open for the consideration of the renewal of liquor licenses. The hearing will be conducted in accordance with state statutes, rules of the Natrona County Commission, and other applicable laws. I would ask those individuals who wish to address the commission to approach the lectern and state your name and address. Now, Madam Clerk, do I need to read all these liquor licenses off? Or will you do that?
Mr. Chairman, I hadn't prepared to do so, but I'd be more than happy to do that if you so wish.
I don't know what the procedure is. If none, maybe we have a report.
Typically, last year, I do believe I just had given a report. The licenses are listed in the publication that has been published, so.
Okay. Anything additional to add on
Yes.
any of the licenses, or?
Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
Commissioners, I'll just briefly summarize it. At this time, there are 16 liquor licenses that are presented to you for renewal. This includes 11 full retail liquor licenses, which is one less than last year. There isn't application that did not come through the renewal process. That applicant has passed away, and at this time, the estate hasn't been divided or distributed yet. So that's the reason for there being one less than last year. There's also 2 limited retail licenses, and there are 3 county malt beverage licenses. Notices have been sent to the Sheriff's Department, the Health Department, County Fire, and Natrona County Planning and Zoning, and at this time, no objections to these renewals have been made. So I will request that approval for all 16 of these be granted, and I will stand for any questions.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? All right, there being none, at this time, we would ask those individuals who wish to speak in favor of the renewal of the liquor licenses to approach the lectern. Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Anyone wishing to speak in favor of the renewal of the liquor licenses? There being none, at this time, we would ask those individuals who wish to speak in opposition to the renewal of the liquor licenses to approach the lectern. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? There being no one to speak for or against, I now declare the public hearing closed. The chair would entertain a motion to approve all liquor licenses, retail, limited, and retail county, or excuse me, limited retail.
Mr. Chairman, so moved.
I'll second that.
It's moved by Commissioner Kaufman, seconded by Commissioner North. Any discussion on the matter? There being none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have reached the end of our regular agenda. At this point, I would ask anyone in the audience that would like to address the commission to come forward. And if you do so, just please state your name and address for the record. Anyone wishing to address the commission? All right. There being none, comments from the commissioners. Commissioner Milne.
If you would, let Dave go first, please.
Okay.
Commissioner North.
Commissioner North. He's not ready yet.
It's your turn to go first, Jim. I think everybody's seen what's going on in this country right now, and and in Canada with the trucker strikes and everything else. And that's not about COVID. It's about restrictions, and it's about what our government is doing to control what we do. And people want freedom. That's what we've had in this country, and I know the last 2 years have been very difficult for a lot of people on a lot of different levels, and people want to get back to what they've done in the past. They want their lives back, and they want the freedom that they have had in the past, and they want to have that back again. We need to do that. That was one of the reasons why I ran for county commissioner when I did, was because I believe in smaller government, and I believe that the government shouldn't dictate to us what we do on a daily basis, that we ought to have some of those liberties ourselves. And I'm happy to see that a lot of this has been 100% peaceful, and that's what we need to do. That's the way that we need to protest in this country. We don't need to do like Black Lives Matter did and burn buildings down and tear things up. We need to do peaceful protest if we're going to do protest. And the message gets across, and it's the same way. And that's one thing that I'm a firm believer on, is that individuals have the right, the freedom of speech. That's one of our given rights, and that's something that we need to be willing to stand up for and do it in an appropriate manner. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Milne.
Yeah, I got everything together now. First, I'd like to give my heartfelt condolences to Leland's family. He's going to be missed in the community, throughout the state. He was a heck of a guy. Bouncing off that, though, I'd like to congratulate job well done by Logan Wilson. That was a heck of a game. Every play you saw, there was 55 right in the middle of it. And it was just amazing to watch. It's neat that the kids have a local hero they can look up to now. That made it to the Super Bowl. And then speaking of the kids, I had the pleasure of attending the last Boys and Girls Club fundraiser here just recently, and I want to congratulate Ashley and his team and all the donors. They stepped up and raised over $812,000 for the kids in our community to go to the Boys and Girls Club. That's just a fantastic amount, and I believe it broke records. But I'm kind of bouncing all over the board. I do want to address something. I don't want to kick the federal government again, but like Dave just did, but I'm going to. I want to point out that time and again, this current federal administration is not a friend to the ag community, to ranchers, to the western states. Just last week in New Mexico, 47 cattle, stray cattle, were shot from the air rather than giving ranchers time to gather up, notice and time to gather up off the U.S. Forest Service. There's 2 more herds of about 100 cattle. They plan on shooting them as well and just leaving them lay and rot. Then you go from that to some U.S. District Court judge from Northern California who apparently is in a position that he knows more than game and fish when it comes to wolves. It's really sad when activism trumps science and actual stats that people can see out on the ground. It's just too bad. Just too bad that they're taking this stand, and the western states, the Rockies, are taking the hits on this. That's all I got.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Hendry.
I was down at the Wyoming Business Alliance meeting yesterday. It was the start of the session. I went into the State of the State and then went to the Business Alliance's function last night. Stayed around the legislature a little bit, and I worry that the first week we're going to get bogged down in the legislature by one person they're going to go after that a group thinks he isn't living in his area, so they're going to go after him. And the redistricting is going to be very divisive. I think the whole state's going to get involved in that. And I just hope that doesn't set a tone for the rest of the session. But this is going to be a real tough week for them down there, and hopefully it doesn't get too divisive.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Kaufman?
Yeah, just quickly, I would say our prayers and thoughts are with Leland Christensen's family. That was a tough loss for all of us. And then also, I would just ask for good thoughts to be sent to our legislators while they're down there. That's a real tough job, and they're going to have 4 weeks of a long road. So I would just ask for keep them in your thoughts. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you. And I have nothing more to add. With that, we are adjourned.